Hello, John.
Hello, nice to be here.
We are very happy to meet you here, and we are happy to have the chance to get some answers from you
Yeah,
on
sure.
the last tour of the Dubliners.
Yeah, thank you. Yeah, nice to be here.
First question is, you are now 50 years on stage, I think, or longer?
Yeah, the group as a name is 50 years. I'm not fully 50 yet. I'm about 48 years with the group, but I could nearly claim to be an original.
Ah, okay.
Right.
Well, 48 years is a long time.
That's a long time. Yeah,
very
yeah,
long
sure,
time.
yeah.
What do you think? What was your influences to make Irish folk music?
That's what was just a natural desire, a natural drive, I think. A lot of the songs that we sing, we learned some of them in school, but they were done in a rigid kind of a way, you know. And really, I think it was the likes of Ronnie Drew and Luke Kelly. They were the first of the singers to come along and sing some of these songs with a guitar or a banjo. And this is really something new. But for myself, the instrumental side of the group, I learned the tin whistle going to school, and then started the fiddle a few years after that, and I took some classical lessons and kept up the interest in traditional music as well. And this was really something new, the formation of the Dubliners as it's become known back in 1962. This was something new for Ireland to have singers and fiddles and banjos accompanying the songs, you know. So it just started off without any. There was no master plan.
No master plan.
No.
Okay. When we talk about the music, the Irish folk music as well, what is your favorite Irish folk song?
Oh, that's a difficult one. It probably, if I had to pin it down to one, I'd think maybe Raglan Road,
Okay.
a wonderful love song that Luke Kelly sang. Written by Patrick Kavanagh. It was a poem by Patrick Kavanagh, one of our great poets. And I think that's probably one of the best songs written in a long time.
Okay. The Dubliners worked together with a lot of bands in the time they are on stage. So I know, because we have a lot of people, they come from the rock music and from the punk music, and I know you work together with the Pogues.
Yes, of course, yeah.
What was your feeling when you worked with the Pogues? Because I think Sean McGovern is a little bit difficult person. I know him from long time ago.
Yeah, no, I never found them difficult, but the first time we met the Pogues, I'd heard of them and read about them, but the first time we met them was in Austria, maybe 30 years ago or something like that. And I sensed the same sort of energy and enthusiasm that we had ourselves, and a certain wildness in their attitude to living, similar to the Dubliners 20 years before, you know. And there was this affinity, we could sense a certain affinity between us, you know. And we stayed up late and had parties and played music and drank until the next morning. And there was a natural sense of camaraderie and amongst us all. So when we went to record our 25-year album, we phoned them and asked them would they do a song with us, and that's where the Irish Rover came about. It was actually Eamon Campbell's idea to get the two groups together. And that was a bit of fun. There was very little rehearsing. We just tried things out and they worked, and we just recorded them, you know.
This was very funny. I stayed in Scotland the last 2 weeks, and we see the old video where you play with the Pogues in a Irish pub.
Oh, right, yeah. Yeah.
So I think, oh yes.
Yeah.
Very cool. When in the time with the Dubliners together, I think it's true you have some funny stories. You have one funny story you want to tell us?
Well, I have a few funny ones. When I joined the group first, I still had a day job. I was working as a draftsman in the electricity supply board, and so whenever we were down the country doing a gig, I was always anxious to get away and get home in time to get up for work the next morning, whereas the rest of them didn't care. They didn't have a day job, you see. So we were in this pub after the gig, this particular night, down in County Tipperary, about 2 or 3 hours away from Dublin, and we're having the usual one for the road, as they call it, one drink for the road, and then we'll be. But there was no sign of the drinks for the road finishing, so eventually I got the barman and I called him aside and I gave him £5, which was a lot of money then. So I said, here's a fiver for yourself, close the bar after the next round. So I said, okay, thanks very much. But the bar didn't close after the next round or the next round. And we were driving home and Ronnie was sitting beside me. We're driving home and having a chat. And I said, that barman, he was a bit of a gangster, that fella. I said, I gave him a fiver to close the bar a couple of hours ago. And Ronnie said, I knew what you were doing. He said, I gave him a tenner to keep it open.
That's really funny.
So the barman did well out of that night.
No, for him it's a good business.
Yeah.
£15 now.
Yeah.
Okay, the last tour of the Dubliners. What do you want to do when you are finished with the Dubliners band? I think you don't want to retire.
Oh no, I won't stop playing. But with Barney gone now, Barney died last April, 7 months ago, and I'd known Barney for longer than the Dubliners. I'd known Barney for 55, 56 years. We lived close together in Dublin, and it's just not the same with Barney gone. And anyway, Barney and myself, we'd talked about the end of the 50 years, and we thought this is the time, a natural kind of a finishing point. And so that was the general feeling anyway. But I know I have some music projects I'd like to do myself. Anyway, I've written a lot of instrumental pieces. I'd like to record those and spend some time doing nice arrangements and that kind of thing, you know, orchestral arrangements for some and maybe string quartet arrangements for other ones. And I also want to get this, I've been promising myself to get a book of poetry out for the last 4 or 5 years, but I keep writing new poems, and I think next year is the time to get the book published. You know, I have about 100 poems or so ready now for publication, so that's another project. But I'm sure I'll play along with other musicians. You know, I've done so in the past a number of times, and yeah, plenty of ideas.
Very good.
Yeah.
So I think we will hear something from
Oh,
you in the
definitely.
future.
Oh, definitely. Yeah.
That's good.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Well, okay. Yeah. Nice having a chat.
Thanks.
And good luck to everybody listening and watching. Thank you.
All right.